like how I was supposed to upload this video December 31st of last year, and it's now January 15th, and I'm just now filming it. But, whatever. I would say welcome back to my channel, but this is my very first video that I'm actually putting public, so welcome to my channel. For those who don't know me, my name is Molly, and I am going to be talking about 19 tips on how to get fit for 2019. Ideally, this would have been next year because it would have had a lot of a better ring to it, like 20 tips to get fit for 2020. But since I've already put this off long enough, it's 19 tips for 2019. A lot of these things are things that have helped me personally, so this is just coming from like a personal standpoint, not more like this is what you need to do to get fit. This is just kind of how I've been, working out for the past year and a half-ish. So yeah. So my first tip is ditching the scale. I think the scale kind of discourages people because if you see that you're not losing weight or you see that you're not gaining weight where you want to, then it can be super discouraging and you feel like you might want to stop because you feel like you're not making progress. But honestly, weight isn't really the biggest determining factor of progress, so I think taking progress pictures is a lot more helpful, and it's recommended to take them like every 2 to 3 weeks so that you can see that you are making progress. It's a lot different when you're comparing 2 pictures side by side than when you're looking at the scale every day being like, why am I not losing weight, or why am I not gaining weight? So taking progress pictures and seeing what you really want to see from like all different angles is like really helpful and more motivating. A plan when you go to the gym. A lot of people when they first start out kind of just wander in there and like do whatever they want, or like just watch someone else and start copying them, or just hop on a machine, do a couple of reps, move on to another machine, do a couple of reps and make it their way around the gym. But that's not really what you want to be doing. You want to have a plan when you go in there so that you feel productive, you're not wasting time, and you just know what you're doing in general. I'd recommend maybe buying a plan or watching YouTube videos or watching Instagram videos, because there's a lot of good resources out there that'll help you when you're first going into the gym, that'll help with form, workouts specifically, like a leg day workout, an arm day workout, a back day workout, like whatever you want to train, there's probably a video out there, and they're pretty easy to find if you just search them. It's super important to know what you're doing in the gym, because especially with resistance training, because if you do not have good form, you will probably get injured. So it's a good idea to know what you're doing, not just like the structure of the workout, but the exact exercises and how to perform them. My third tip is to find a gym that you really like. Atmosphere is pretty much everything, and if you do not like the atmosphere of the gym that you are in, you are not going to want to go to the gym. So find a gym that you like, find a gym that has the equipment you want, the lighting you want, the atmosphere you want, and like just get in there, because if you feel good in the gym, you will want to go to the gym. In addition to that, classes or tanning booths or massages and all that fancy stuff, so they're just kind of just icing on the cake. So if you're really into those and you're like more of a cardio person and you like going to those classes, going to a gym that offers those is once again going to encourage you to get into the gym. Personally for me, I find like getting to the gym, getting my ass out of bed and going to the gym, especially when I have to walk to the gym, that is the hardest part. That is half the battle. Being in the gym, for me, easy. Going to the gym, not so easy. My fourth tip is to find out what kind of workouts you like. There are so many different kinds of fitness out there that you can get involved with, and if you're not doing one that you like, you are not going to stick with it. So it is okay to like not know what you're doing at first. If you want to pick and choose things from different places and figure out what you like to do, how you like to train, then that is going to make you consistent. There's a lot of things out there like powerlifting, weightlifting, bodybuilding, CrossFit, calisthenics, functional training, just cardio, just classes. There's a lot of things you can do out there that'll get you into fitness and keep you consistent. So the point is that you really just want to find something you like, because you know you're going to stick to it if you are enjoying it. And seeing progress is one of the biggest motivators, so try to find something that you can like track your progress with. My fifth tip is tracking your macros. I personally do not track my macros unless I'm just on a day where I'm like, you know what, I think I'm gonna track my macros and figure out what I'm eating today. I find that tracking my macros makes me feel a little restricted, but when I do track my macros, I honestly do not go by what the little number says, like eat this many grams of protein, this many grams of carbs, and specifically the calories. I do not follow that because it does not know my lifestyle to like the exact pinpoint, so I'm going to eat how I feel like eating because I'm an intuitive eater. I eat when my body is hungry and I stop when I'm full. So yeah, but when you're first starting out, you may want to track your macros. You don't need to do this to succeed, but it is good to see what you're putting in your body, especially if you're eating a lot less than you thought you were or a lot more than you thought you were. And it's good to see like if you do have a balanced diet already of macros, fats, and carbs. Macros, fats, and carbs. if you have a balanced diet of fats, carbs, and protein. Like I said, I don't really follow the number that it suggests, so I suggest more doing a trial and error type thing, seeing how many macros and how many calories are good for you, and if that makes you feel full, makes you feel like you're having good progress, then stick to that. And if it's not the number at the top of the little thing that says what you should be eating, then don't follow that number. So when you first start tracking your macros, you want to do this for a few weeks, especially to find that consistent level, and then once you feel comfortable with it, you can either keep doing it or just ditch it like I do pretty much. My sixth tip for success is to follow fitness influencers. But you kind of want to be careful about who you're picking, because you don't want someone that'll make you feel bad about yourself. You want someone that'll make you feel good about yourself. Be following people that motivate you to improve yourself, not people that make you feel like you need to improve yourself because there's something wrong with you, but to improve yourself just because you want to. My favorite influencers include Whitney Simmons, of course, Nikki Blacketer, Elizabeth Zacks, Becca Sills, Megan Grubb, Christina Capron, Sarah Bomar. She also has a really good supplement company. And then Katie Crew and Natasha Ocean. They do really good like functional training stuff, so if you're into that, and especially like body weight movements, they're really good for those. Seventh tip is to do not let gym intimidation stop you. And I know that's easier said than done, but when it comes to going to the gym, you might feel like people are looking at you, but they're not. And especially at this time of year, a lot of people are just worried about themselves, trying to get to the equipment that they want. And if you feel like someone's staring at you, honestly, just stare back and they'll stop. In addition to that, if you want to bring a friend with you, that honestly helps a lot with gym intimidation. Following the gym intimidation thing, do not ego lift. Like if you're lifting weights, do not lift something heavy just because other people are, or just because you want to impress the guy next to you or the girl next to you. Like just lift what you can and know when to stop. Because if you're ego lifting, people are probably going to know, and that's probably when they're going to stare, and they're going to be like, whoa dude, you're going to hurt yourself, don't do that. Tip number 8 is to realize that supplements are not necessary to reach your goals. They are called supplements for a reason, and my favorite supplements are BCAAs and protein powder and collagen, but they are not necessary to reach your goals. They're just something that will help you. If you can afford them, get them. If you can't, don't worry about it. Just get those things that you need from your diet, because supplements can be very pricey, and especially me, I'm a college student. I can't exactly afford to be buying protein every single month. Then you just need to get those things from your diet, or just don't worry about it. Okay, number 9 is to make working out a routine and eating healthy a lifestyle. It's really hard to rely on motivation to get yourself to eat healthy and go to the gym. Obviously it takes time to make things a lifestyle, but you don't want to think like this is a quick fix. You want to think, this is how I want to be spending my life. I like to do this because it makes me feel good, it makes me feel healthy, and I just like it. Do not rely on motivation, because motivators will run out and then you will not know what to do at that point. You feel like, oh, I'm not motivated anymore, I can't do it anymore. But if it's part of your lifestyle and it's part of your routine, then you know you just have to get in there and just get it done, and then you're done. 10. A good hype playlist to get you in the mood and feel like you were the coolest person around. I listen to my music all the time. I have this one playlist and it just gets me in such a good mood, and honestly I'm usually doing a little dance or singing, because not singing out loud, but like going like, it's kind of embarrassing, but I do not have any gym intimidation. I will take pictures of myself, I will look at my ass in the mirror, I will dance, like I will do anything because I am comfortable, and that's kind of the level of confidence that you want to have in the gym. But anyways, a good hype playlist will get you in the mood, especially if you're resistance training or doing cardio. Number 11 is keep track of progress. You should be writing down your PRs of doing progressive overload by doing more sets or reps or weight over time. If you use the same weights or do the same reps, same sets with the same amount of weight, you are not going to make progress, because your muscles are used to that, and you need progressive overload to make them, not used to it. Number 12 is to have attainable goals and write them down. Doing that little checklist thing when you are finally reach a goal is a lot more satisfying than being like in your head being like, I did it. Like that is satisfying, but like checking it off is like, I did it. I want them to be attainable and things that you can do in a reasonable amount of time, so that they don't discourage you when you can't do it in a short period of time. Some long-term goals for me are to be able to do a pull-up and be able to do a tricep push-up. Goals with weight are also a really good goal. Like for the longest time, my goal was to be able to squat my body weight for 1 rep, and I did get it eventually, and it made me feel so satisfied when I could finally get that. So having goals is going to make you motivated to get into the gym. If you need those motivators, set those goals. My 13th tip is to not follow fad diets. Although these fad diets can seem like they're a quick fix in that, like, you want to lose 10 pounds and then you should do this or you should do that. I'm not going to bash anything specifically, but you can kind of tell when something's a fad diet. Do not do a detox tea. Those will not work. You will gain the weight straight back. And those are pretty much the things about fad diets. You will gain that weight back. You'll lose it, and then you will be like, oh my god, I am so hungry. So what you should be doing is making it a lifestyle to eat healthy, following the 80-20 rule. So 80% whole, good foods, nutritious foods, and 20% like whatever you want, I guess, like just giving into your cravings, because if you don't give into your cravings, sometimes you will binge. If your goal is to lose weight, the only way you can really lose weight is to be in a caloric deficit, and those diets just put you in a deficit. They're not magic. They didn't suddenly make you lose fat for nothing. It's because you are eating less calories than you usually do, so you are going to lose weight, especially if you're cutting out a specific food group like carbs. Number 14 is to not do weird exercises that you see on Instagram. You want to stick to mostly compound exercises and then focus on some isolations towards the end of your workouts, because those are what are going to get you results. Basics can be boring, but if you switch them up a little. My 15th tip is to keep yourself accountable. I made my fitness Instagram to keep myself accountable. Keeping yourself accountable is super important if you're going to make this a lifestyle and you're going to be consistent about it. You need to realize that progress does not happen overnight, so that you need to keep on your grind while in the beginning, because things are going to take time. My 16th tip is to have cute workout clothes. This one might be dumb to some people because you're like, oh, you're just gonna sweat in them, why does it matter? But I say look good, feel good. But if you look good, you are more likely going to feel good. You are going to want to go to the gym, and if you did spend a lot of money on it, you are going to feel like you should be going to the gym because you spent money on it. You're not gonna be like, oh, I spent $100 for these leggings to be sitting in my closet and for me to never wear them. No, you are going to be like, I need to get my ass into the gym because I just spent $100 on these leggings. A really good source of like good fitness workout clothes are pretty much any Instagram influencer, but on YouTube there's Hope Scope. She is the legging queen, and she is your she does a lot of fit fashion videos, and she has like a lot of good reviews, so that is a very good place to check out. Number 17 is to realize that tools to aid your workout are not necessary, but they may help motivate you in the same ways that cute clothes do. Like, you spent money on them, so now you feel like you need to go to the gym to put them to use. Things that this includes is like pre-workout protein powder, BCAAs, a barbell pad, or like one of those little ankle weight things. Getting those things are not necessary for progress, but if you have them, they will motivate you a little more because you spent money on them and you're like, now I got to use them. Another thing is bands. Bands can be extremely helpful, especially for like things like glute activation, but once again, they are not super necessary for you to reach your goals. So you should never feel like you have to be buying or spending like hundreds and hundreds of dollars to be achieving your fitness goals. Really, all you need is to just be doing what you want to be doing and doing something that will be consistent for you. My 18th tip is to not take an all or nothing approach. You shouldn't feel like just because you didn't go to the gym for like one day or like even a week or a couple weeks or a couple months that this is all over for you and that you should just give up. If you miss a day or however long you miss, you just need to get right back on track when you can, when it's attainable. If you're sick, do not force yourself to go to the gym. Just get right back on track when you can. A lot of things that people have problems with is overcompensating. Like if they miss a day, they want to go to the gym tomorrow for 2-a-days. And though some people may be able to do that, if you're like a really great athlete, then fine, but most people are not going to be able to do that, and they're doing it because they are punishing themselves. And that is not a healthy mindset. If you get off track, you should just hop right back on. Another thing that goes along with this is recognizing when you need to rest. When you are a beginner, you are probably going to get sore very often because your body is not used to it. So you need to recognize that you need to take rest. And when you take that rest, when you get back, keep on progressing a little bit. Do not go ham just because you missed a few days resting. That is not it. My 19th tip is to be realistic. If you are a beginner, do not expect your body to be able to go to the gym 7 days a week for like 2 hours every day. That is not going to happen. Your body is going to hate you for that, and that is not what you should be doing. If you are just starting out, you should be going a few days a week and trying to do mostly full body workouts and choose exercises that you know how to do and that you can have good form on with a reasonable amount of weight. If you are not realistic, you are going to fall off track a lot quicker because you are going to be not motivated at all if you cannot keep up to those goals that you have for yourself that are unattainable. You need to be doing what you know you can do while still pushing yourself mentally. But if you are a beginner, do not just go all out. If your goals are not realistic and reasonable, they're not going to be as attainable, and they're not going to be sustainable. You really need to choose things that you know that you can do while pushing yourself mentally. You are going to feel defeated if you do not choose something realistic. Do not compare yourself to people that have been doing this for years and years and years and think, oh, I can never going to get to that level unless I train like them right now. Because we all started as beginners. I'm still pretty much a beginner. Focus on yourself and improving yourself mentally and physically every single day. Do not focus on what someone else is doing, what someone else is eating, what their macros are, what their height is, what their weight is. You really just need to focus on yourself. I really hope these tips are helpful, and if you think they are, then give me a thumbs up, maybe subscribe, leave a comment, all that cool stuff that all the YouTubers say. Hit that bell. And follow my fitness Instagram for more tips and workouts, because I post pretty much every day that I go to the gym. I will post something from it. So yeah, thank you for watching, and see you next time.